Hello, this is John here. It's my video diary again. I have a little bit of a confession to make. I told you a porcupine the other day. For those of you that don't know rhyming slang from London, porcupine means a little lie. I said to you that I was going to get myself a motorbike. Not really a motorbike. I kind of imagined myself in this big BMW or riding a Harley Davidson and me taking on this whole new image of being this big burly muscular guy with tattoos and all that kind of stuff, but no, nothing like that. Although that kind of look would probably get me laid more often than I am now, which has been, you see, if you have to think about when it was, and it's been far too long. Anyway, what I really do have is an electric scooter. It's quite fun really, and I'm very easy to spot around town, not just because I'm white, but because I look like this. So that's how I've been driving around town, like this. Because, well, Chinese roads, well, certain things like the white line down the middle of the road, that's there purely for decoration. Zebra crossings, again, I think some gay Chinese person came along and said, "Oh, do you think we need some white here?" And so they actually painted some white on the road, so because it looks pretty or something like that. Indicators, well, I think they're just decorations for Christmas, but actually they don't celebrate Christmas here, do they? So they probably use them in Chinese New Year, so all the indicators go off. So it's rather difficult to know where the people in front of you are going. So what I've actually trained myself to do now is follow behind somebody and look for any slight movement of the head. So if the head goes that way, obviously they're going to go that way, and if the head turns that way slightly, they're obviously going that way too. But they also sort of talk to people as they're going along as well. So actually you have no fucking clue where they're going. But it's better than doing the 5-kilometer cycle, which of course after about 5 or 6 weeks of Tai Chi, I shall probably be very happy to use the bicycle. It's rather chilly on this electric scooter thing, but at least now I have transport. No helmets, of course, so I look very cool with my dark sunglasses going down, and I seem to be causing quite a lot of amusement. The Chinese are not the most tactful people in the world. "Ah, hello, you very fat man." I've had that quite a bit, and much to the amusement of lots of toothless old ladies selling bits of dried snake or flowers on the road when I walk past. They sort of point and they laugh at me, etc. But it's a different culture, and well, actually, if you ask me, certainly in Western Europe, we've become so politically correct about everything that our heads are halfway up our asses most of the time, and here they just sort of tell it as it is, really. Yes, I am rather rotund, and so they point that out and they think that's rather amusing. It's also, yeah, the whole thing here too is, particularly in this hotel, there are three receptionists actually, or 3 young women that work in the hotel. 2 of whom, if they turn sideways, they actually disappear. I think they're about 4 foot nothing, and they weigh about 3.5 kilos apiece, and they turn sideways. "Oh, where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go?" Because they're so thin. So I thanked 2 of them the day after arriving here for having helped me with my suitcase on the night that I arrived, which was about midnight. And one of them said, "No, it wasn't me that helped you, it was the fat girl that helped you." And I'm going, "The fat girl? I've not seen a fat girl here at all." And I'm thinking, maybe I was so tired and so jet-lagged I didn't notice the fat girl. So I actually turned around and said to them, I said, "Well, fat girl? There wasn't a fat girl." No. And they pointed to the other receptionist. She's not even as chubby as Bridget Jones, and yet they call her the fat girl. So obviously what is in vogue here is as thin as a stick. So I'm rather noticeable, actually, certainly in this part of China. So they've explained to me that people are thin here because the diet is rice-based and not wheat-based, which of course many of us have an allergy to wheat and we don't even know that. And they eat an awful lot of vegetables, which means that they're constantly on the squat toilet. You know, the diet here seems to be affecting me with most people when they've had a bad day. You know, the bottom falls out of their world. Well, trust me, at the moment the world is falling out of my bottom. Anyway, so that's enough about toilets, so back to my bicycle. Electric scooter. So that's how I look at the moment. So that's it with my video diary for today, and it is I think it's Wednesday today. Yes, it is Wednesday. Something or other in the first week of December. Have no clue. Oh, and I'm also very happy to say that I have moved on to another movement. The Tai Chi teacher, very good, very amusing, always smiling, very kind, gentle, but he has this phrase that he uses all the time which says, natural, do it natural. And so this morning I said to him, tell me what the hell is natural about standing on one foot? You know, with your other leg at a 45-degree angle. There's nothing natural about that. Do you ever see people hanging around on the street corners standing with one foot in the air, apart from a legless sailor? Legless in terms of he's got a wooden leg, lost one leg, not legless because he's just drunk too much. Anyway, you understand that. So that's quite amusing. So you're doing all these positions and everything which are not in the least bit natural, and he says, do it natural. And I go, well, it was fucking natural. I wouldn't be standing on one leg now, would I? So, but anyway, I'm getting on with that, and it's very, very good, and I highly recommend Tai Chi because it's gentle, but it's also hard work. So I've been sort of sweating profusely in class. Well, not really profusely, but I've been building up a little bit of a sweat, and so because a lot of the positions are very slow and you hold them, like standing on one leg being natural, standing on one leg being natural, but because you're holding it in a position for a long time, you do get a burn on the muscles. And I've noticed that the teachers seem to have this perfect physique, particularly very, very strong legs. So there's an awful lot of emphasis on legs, which I said yesterday was very handy for using the squat toilet, which I have an awful lot of here. Anyway, so that's my missive for today. So I now have an electric scooter, not a motorbike, electric scooter, and I'll see how I get on with that. We're driving backwards and forwards. It's also much colder here than I thought it was going to be. You know, when you arrive, you see palm trees and bamboo and stuff like that, so you think, oh, it's going to be very warm. Fucking freezing today, actually, but not too bad. I'm not freezing in terms of New York freezing or London freezing or Amsterdam freezing. It's sort of China freezing, which means it's very chilly. Anyway, that's it, wonderful people. Look forward to speaking to you soon, and bye for now. Bye bye.